Hey, in this video we're going to look at the equation of a line. The best way to describe the equation of a line, it's like the DNA of a line. So if you have the equation of a line, you'll be able to draw that line. I suppose it's kind of like in Jurassic Park, where they got the DNA of the dinosaurs and they were able to make the dinosaurs. Well, if you get the equation of a line, the DNA of the line, you'll be able to draw that line. Let's say I had a line and I took the equation of a line from it and I wrote it out. And I gave it to, say, I don't know, my pal who's also a maths teacher. He would be able to look at that equation, and from that equation, draw the same line that I had. Okay, so it's like nearly a code to draw the line. When we're finding the equation from a line, we need two things. We need the slope of the line, and we need 1 point on that line. And all we do then is we take the formula from our logbooks. We don't need to know it off by heart, and it's y minus y1 equals mx minus x1, and m stands for the slope always. And all we do is fill in what we know into this formula. So my point here is x1, y1, so it'll be y minus 4 equals, the slope is 3, x minus 2. And all we do is simplify then. So we have y minus 4 equals 3x minus 6. Now there is the equation of a line. However, they will often ask you to write it like this: ax plus by plus c equals 0. And all that means is you put your x value first, then your y number, then your number, and let it equal 0. Okay, so that's usually the way they'll ask you to do it, and it's just a neat way of doing it. So we bring the 3x over, and we get minus 3x plus y minus 4 plus 6 equals 0. That'll be minus 3x plus y plus 2 equals 0. And I don't like starting with a minus, so we'll change the signs the whole way across. Minus y, sorry. Minus 2 equals 0. So there is the DNA, or the equation of the line. And if I gave that, the 3x minus y minus 2, to another mathematician, they would be able to draw the line from that. Okay. Another example. Remember I said you need the slope of a line and a point in order to get the equation. Sometimes they'll give you 2 points, but we can still work with that, because if I have 2 points, I can always find the slope. And remember, slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and that we'll label these x1 y1, x2 y2. So we have 2 minus 4 and 8 minus 3, and that will give us minus 2 over 5. Okay, so the slope, I'll write it up here, is minus 2 over 5. Now, we also need 1 point on the line. Well, we have 2, so we take whichever one we want. Okay, here's my slope, and I'll take this point. All we do then is throw it into the formula again. So it's y minus y1 is 4 equals m, which is the slope, and that's minus 2 over 5 this time. X minus and x1 is 3. Now notice here, our slope is a fraction. It would be difficult to multiply the x by that minus 2 over 5, and then the minus 3 by that minus 2 over 5. Okay, that, it's going to be a bit messy. Okay, here's what we do. I suppose I'll show you the reasoning behind it, and then I'll just show you the handy way. So to get rid of that 5, I would multiply this side by 5 and that side by 5. If I multiply this side by 5, it'll just get rid of that 5, and then I multiply this side by 5. And then I'll be left with the minus 2, and I'll have to multiply all of this by minus 2. Okay? So that's the reasoning behind it, or the method. But really, a quick way of doing it is multiply everything on this side by the bottom, everything on this side by the top. So we have 5y minus 20 equals minus 2x plus 6. And we just simplify it and bring it, we make it neat and have the x and then the y's and then the numbers. So we have 2x minus 5y minus 26 equals 0. And there's our equation of the line. Right, so now I'm going to show you how to draw the line when you're given its equation. Alright, so here's an equation, the same one actually that I had up here. 3x minus y minus 2 equals 0. Now, to draw any line, we need 2 points. So I need to use this equation to find 2 points on that line. Right, the best thing I can do is find where it crosses the x-axis. Okay. So wherever that line crosses the x-axis, the y value will be 0. So to find where it crosses the x-axis, or to find the x-intercept, I'm going to let y equal 0. So let y equal 0, so we get 3x minus 0 minus 2 equals 0. So 3x equals 2. So x equals 0.66. Okay, so there's 1 point where it crosses the line, which is 0.660. So there's 1 point. Now I want to find out where it crosses the y-axis, and yeah, I will let x equal 0. So 3 zeros minus y minus 2 equals 0. 3 zeros are 0, minus y minus 2 equals 0. Minus y equals 2, so y equals minus 2. So the x is 0 and the y is minus 2. Now I have my 2 points. Here's one, here's the other. So plot those. So 0.660 is about here, and then 0 minus 2 is about here. So if I was to draw my line, that's what it would be. There's only one scenario where this method won't work, and that is if the line crosses the origin at 0, 0. If that's the case, well then when you do this, you're going to get an answer of 0, 0. That can be 1 point, alright. Okay, that's fine. That will be 1 point. But now you need to do it again. Just let x or y equal another number besides 0. So I'll give you an example. 2x plus y equals 0. Okay, let x equal 0, and we get 2 zeros plus y equals 0. 2 zeros are 0, so y equals 0. So x was 0 and y was 0. So now I know that this line, there's the equation of it, and that line crosses the point at 0, 0. So it crosses here. Now there's no point in putting in 0 for y, because I know I'm just going to get back out 0, 0 again. Let's put in 1 for y. So now we have 2x plus y, which is 1 equals 0. So 2x equals minus 1, so x equals minus 0.5. So now I have minus 0.5 as my x number, and my y number is whatever I put in, which is 1. Now I have my second point. So minus a half and 1, which is about here. So now I can draw my line. Okay, hope that helps. And the last thing I'm going to show you then is finding the slope of a line when you're given its equation. Okay. The easiest way to do this is to just rewrite your equation in this form, having your y number first and then letting it equal your x number plus whatever numbers in the equation, and whatever numbers in front of the x here, that's your slope. See? It makes sense when I do it. So here is my equation. I want to rewrite that with my y number first and let it equal everything else. Okay, so we'll do a bit of the way, we'll do it in an algebraic way. So we will take the 3x from here. So we'll be left with minus y minus 2 equals, and take 3x from here, minus 3x. And then we need to take the 2 from here, so plus 2 to get rid of it. Plus 2 over here, and we're left with minus y equals minus 3x plus 2. Now I want it in this form, my y number first, but remember there's no minus there, it has to be just a y, so I'm going to have to change it, so I'm going to change the whole signs the whole way across, so y equals 3x plus 2. Now, I've written it in this form, y number first, x, and then the number. So what's my slope? Whatever number is in front of the x, that's your slope. Okay? Easy. Secondly though, very interesting, whatever number is left over here, that's your y-intercept. So that means that line will cross y at 2. So there. And you may as well draw it from this. It has a slope of 3, so it's going to... Okay, so there's the point where it crosses the line, which is 2, 0, okay, because of that y-intercept. And here I'll draw the line. So the slope is 3, so that means it's going to run 1 and rise 3. 1, 2, 3. So roughly that's what the line is going to look like. Okay? Right, nice easy one to start with. Next one then. 4x plus 2y minus 8 can equal 0. Right, let's keep going. So this time I'm just going to do it very quickly. We have our 2y on this side, everything else will go across, so that'll be minus 4x plus 8. Now remember, it has to be just a plus y here, but we have a 2, so we're going to have to divide everything by 2. So we'll divide by 2 on this side, we'll get y equals, and divide everything by 2 here, minus 2x plus 9. So what that means is, the slope is minus 2, so it's going to go down like that. And it's going to cross the y-axis at 9. So it's going to look something like this. There's 9 minus 2, something like that. Okay, and the last one. 5x plus 3y minus 9 equals 0. Okay, rearrange it. So we have a 3x equals minus, 3y equals minus 5x plus 9. Remember, this has to be just a plus y. We have it as 3y, so we need to divide by 3 here. We get y. We need to divide by 3 here. We get minus 5 over 3x. And then divide this by 3, we get plus 3. So there's our slope, and there's our y-intercept. Okay, hope that helps, guys. Thanks. Okay, before we finish up, I'm just going to do 2 questions, okay? Here's the first one. Find the equation of the line parallel to 2x minus 4y plus 3 equals 0, and which crosses the point 2, 3. Okay, so first of all, here's this line, and let's just sketch this line. Let's just say there it is. Okay, and there's another line then that's parallel to it, so here it is, and it crosses 2, 3. And I want to find the equation of that line. How do I find the equation of that line? Well, I have a point. All I need is the slope. But remember, the slope of this line will be the same as the slope of that line, and I have the equation of that line. So, find the slope of this. Minus 4y equals minus 2x minus 3, because I want to put it in the form y equals mx plus c. So we'll change the signs. 4y equals 2x plus 3. So y equals 2 over 4, which is a half x. A half x plus 3. So the slope is a half. Okay, slope is a half for this. Slope is also a half for this then, because they're parallel. And the point is 2, 3. So quickly, y minus y1 equals m x minus x1 is the formula. x1, y1, label our points. Y minus 3 equals a half x minus 2. Multiply this side by the 2 and we get 2y minus 3 equals, and this side by the 1, which is just x minus 2. And we'll get our x over here, so it's minus x plus 2y minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1 equals 0. And that will give us, I'll just do it here, x minus 2y plus 1 equals 0. So there's our answer to that. Second one, find the equation of the line perpendicular to that. So let's pretend this equation is that line. Perpendicular to it, well, it means it makes a right angle. And remember, perpendicular slopes are opposite, which means you flip it upside down and change one of the signs. And this line here passes through the point 2, 4. Okay, so I have a point 2, 4. I just need the slope. I'm going to find the slope of this. So that will give us 2x plus 3y minus 4 equals 0. So that's 3y equals minus 2x plus 4. Y equals minus 2 over 3 x plus 4. So there's the slope of that line. The slope of this line now, we just flip it upside down, 3 over 2, and change one of the signs. Remember, it was a minus, so I'll just change it to a plus. 3 over 2. Okay? That diagram is not perfectly correct because if you notice, this line here is going down the way, and actually it's a positive slope. Okay, so technically this line here should be going up the way and the other one should be going down the way. But that doesn't matter. This is only a sketch just to show you what's actually happening. So our slope here then is 3 over 2. Okay, here's our sides, x1, y1. Put it into our formula, y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. Y minus 4 equals 3 over 2 x minus 2. Multiply this side by the denominator. 2y minus 8 equals 3x minus 6. Bring all up this side and we have 3x plus 2y minus 8 plus 6 equals 0, minus 3x plus 2y minus 2 equals 0. We don't like starting it with a minus, so we'll change the signs. And there is the equation. Okay, so that's how we go about these type questions. Okay, thanks.